Hey y'all, how y'all doing? My name is Diva D. Welcome to my channel, Reality with Diva D. Come on in, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button, and you will be notified when I upload a video. And let's do an analysis video on the season finale of Married to Medicine. Now, let's picture this. Atlanta, 2025. We have Simone and Jackie doing their lunch thing, and they basically mostly talking about Quad and how Curtis put his foot in his mouth. Yes, he did. Not gonna stay on that too long. Gonna go to the Met Gala, because that's what I'm analyzing the most. Let me take you back to the beach, right? Let's go back to the beach. And I want you Toya fans to listen to me carefully. Now, this is an anti-Toya channel over here. Love Married to Medicine. Love around Toya. I love her boys. I love Dr. Nugent. But Toya, ain't my cup of tea. As she said, you're not my kind of people. Because I'm not the pretentious, bougie, broke bitch type of person. Right. I don't like women who look down on women and say things like, oh, she don't wear name brand jeans. So, there's that. We talking about the Met Gala here. And all of the ladies are saying that she hasn't involved them. Now, do I see both sides of the pendulum on this one? More so on her side in regards to Jackie. Now, Jackie was wrong for trying to attempt to dump all of this on her to see if she was going to fail. Jackie's messy, y'all. We hadn't realized it. That's the dynamic. You remember last week I kept saying, what is the dynamic? I can't put my finger on why I don't want her to leave. That's the dynamic we need. Because she is the sneaky, low down, underhanded type. But a lot of people don't like that because she throws the rocks. She don't throw the rocks and hide her hands like LaToya does. She just throws the rocks. Hiding your hands would be, backing off of a topic. She throws the rocks, and because she is so fucking mouth savvy, she's able to get the other women on her team. So, people are going to bag Jackie. Except, I don't feel like I know what the hell happened between her and Simone. Other than Simone feel like she's acting a whole Tisha in this whole situation. If you know, you know. I am talking about Tisha from Love and Marriage Husband. So, Toya ain't as stupid as people think. She's peeping game, right? She knows that they're trying to make her fail. So, she tells Eugene what the plans are. She wants to do living art and that type of thing. She didn't tell what that food menu was, did she? She didn't talk about them not classy Toya. Classy folks have ardoirs. Even I have been to an event where they only had quiche, rice pilaf, baked chicken, not on the bone, off the bone. And did I say quiche? And quiche and salmon croquet. You know what I'm saying? So I've been to an upstanding affair. When you go to upstanding affairs, darling, you don't have lemon pepper wings and hot wings, because Toya is sort of like, but shit, I was about to say sort of like Karen. Karen's pretentious too, because that damn Karen had a pickle affair over there in Potomac. Bitch, you brought pickles. Okay, that's neither here nor there. So, we over at, this is my first time probably talking about Contessa and Scott. So she wants everybody to know that Katessa wants everybody to know she wants to put her stamp of approval on everything. So it can just be a Toya affair. Y'all, when bitches do that type of shit, let them. Before I was so rudely interrupted. Where was I? I probably was saying something about Toya being pretentious. But, you know, oh, and, you know, Katessa talking about her trying to put a stamp of approval on everything. Did y'all see that dress Katessa had on? Was that dress that Mugler jumpsuit that everybody wearing in the dress form over there on Bravo? Because Toya did have on Britt Eater's outfit over there on Watch What Happens Live. And it was, I did a who wore it best. Her, a whips and chain. Britt Eater. I don't want no whips and chains. You can't hold me down, but you can put your loving on me, baby. Y'all heard what that guy said about being blacker than black people? Oh, that's neither here nor there. Let's get on to the business at hand. So, in the beginning of the episode, Dr. Heavenly, talks to Daddy, Dr. Damon Daddy, as Toya talks to Eugene. I thought that was quite funny. Because she, when she was over there and when they were trying to get everything set up, she told, quit picking at your face. But child, sidebar. Now, I ain't one to gossip, so you ain't heard this from me. But the word on the street is that Dr. Eugene be Eugene down to the hospital when the late night. So late night, and it's time to run up in a warm hole. And normally those warm holes belong to nurses. But you ain't heard that from me. Allegedly. Move right along. Now, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on anything else. I'm going straight on down to the Met Gala. Let's go. Y'all ready? So we get to the Met Gala. Everybody is not wearing livable art. Okay? So, they fail miserably at this with the exception of Brandy. Is it Brandy, Brittany? What is the girl name with the B name that's married to Shamar? Now, how can I remember the husband's name, but I can't remember her? Because the husband is fine, baby. Yes, indeed. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. So everybody's arriving in plain dresses. What I really want to analyze is the interaction between Eugene, Steve, Toya, and me. Let's go back to the beach. Steve said he was out, but he would be attending. Now let's break this part down right here. Attending does not mean donation. Let's be clear. Okay? So when Steve walks into the door and they are singing, to me, what it appeared to be, that they were singled out and asked for a ticket. Now, again, I don't go to many bougie affairs, but I've been to quite a few. Now, as a matter of fact, my class reunion was a bougie affair. And I didn't have a date. But because I paid for several tickets, anybody that came with me could be under my tickets, right? So it's very simple to me. I don't know why everybody else finds this issue so complex. But from my analysis and the way things should have shaken out, the only thing I say that the problem that I have with this is that Steve did not arrive with Jackie. Because I think it might have been some difficulties had someone who was under my tickets, because I had bought several tickets. Those people that I invited under my tickets, I think it might have been a problem had they not arrived with me. Okay, so I'm looking at it from the perspective of my reunion. And what I don't understand is, how can a bitch with the QR code and the phone, I don't know if I'm campaigning, I'm just calling her a bitch, but you know, she was bitchy. So I said what I said. She was acting on behalf of Toya. And you can't be too much more than anything but a bitch if you acting on behalf of Toya, in my opinion. So since she's acting on behalf of Toya, all she had to do once Steve said, I am under Jackie's table, is go get Jackie. However, again, where I feel that they messed up, it is that they didn't come with Jackie. But generally speaking, across the board, like I said, I don't know who hasn't been to these bougie affairs. I think they're saying these things because they like Toya. But generally speaking, across the board, when someone comes under your tickets, someone comes under your table, if the table is paid for and their name is not on the list, then you come and relieve them and rescue them. That would have been easy peasy, but we got to do stuff for TV. Eugene and Steve go back and forth. You know, Steve makes it clear that, you know, had you not mistreated me, then I would have bought a damn, you know, some art. Well, things have gone awry from here. And you know me, I am a true Scorpio, birthday November the 20th. Okay? Had that been me, I would have packed my little Scorpio self up and walked right on out that damn door. Right? Or I probably first would have asked for Jackie. Where's Jackie? Tell her to come to the door. Jackie, did you buy a ticket? Did you buy tickets for the whole entire table? If she had said yes, it wouldn't have been absolutely, positively any damn freaking need for Steve and Mimi to buy a ticket. You missed out on someone actually buying art by being a jackass. You point in this man's face. Eugene, where you get your pussy lips from? Toya loaned you hers for the night? Huh? Is that what happened? Because you were bucking up at Steve. Actually, to me, in my opinion, Steve was quite calm. But they went ahead and paid for the ticket. But I'm pretty sure that if you are not a Toya fan and you look at this through the eyes of many people who have come to events under other people's tickets or under their tables, or however you want to call that, you would know that it shouldn't have been any reason for you to ask these people to pay, because they clearly told you we're under Jackie's table. Again, all you had to do was ask Jackie. And then Steve reminded them, you know, we paid $5,000 last year, so it wouldn't have been a problem for us to pay $150. Today's price ain't yesterday's price. Eugene all up in the mix. And Steve, here comes Toya and her Abby Bug ass. And he's like, I don't talk to women. You keep it just like that. You keep it just like that, because while I don't feel that men can't go back and forth with women, excuse me, Steve is letting you know, Eugene, you cannot go back and forth with mine. So I ain't gonna go back and forth with yours. Okay? So that's where that came from. Not necessarily that he don't feel like, you know, we are equal in the things that we do. No, that wasn't his point. His point was, you better not speak to my wife the way your wife speak to you. Catch that tea. So, and loud and quiet, she comes with a friend. We all can see that this relationship between her and King is over at this point. He clip-toothed is a distant memory, because Quiet did exactly what Kenya Moore would have done and what Kenya Moore had done in the past. Um, to round things up, I'm gonna talk about the scholarship money. That was sad. That was sad and pitiful. Yes, I'm judging. What the hell? $5,000? $5,000 for each woman? And over on Watch What Happened Live, she goes to explain herself, but we all know what Toya did, right? She put all her money into the venue. Not the food, the venue. And because she didn't want input, like Mimi said, from a committee, a chairperson. Well, she was the chairperson, but assistant chairperson or whatever. And because she didn't want to do that, she wasn't thinking of budget. Because remember, Toya doesn't understand budgeting. More money should have been spent on the scholarship. And I'd rather, as a person who has planned parties, by far not an event planner, but because that would be Toya's lane. I would have cut corners more on the venue. Of course, I would have wanted to display this young lady's art, but I would have cut corners more on the venue than the food and the people getting the scholarship recipient. That ain't where you want to cut corners, Bobo. But you wanted to have an elegant affair and wanted to show these bitches that you could do it. You didn't elicit their help. And Mimi, being as smart as she is, you could like Mimi or dislike her, whatever you want to do. She seems to be knowledgeable in this area on where the budget should be spent most on. Say if you had a budget of $5,000, more of the budget should have been spent on the scholarship money. So here, $3,000 of that should have gone to the recipients. You look like a fool standing up there telling them they were getting $5,000 each in a room filled with doctors, darling, and people on this show making upwards of close to 6 figures per season. Anywhere, which I've been on this show 12 seasons and you been an OG, Toya, you close to $1 million, if not $1 million. So you can scrape up another measly 5,000 on like your little $50,000 Birkin. Anyway, like I said, in this episode, you clearly see there is no chemistry left between King and Quad. 0%. Curtis in his heist booty and the mole begins to talk, and they apologized. The mole, the heist booty. But he did throw in that small word, 2 letters only, but with a big me, if. Dr. Jackie, of course, corrected him, and which indeed she should have. Dr. Simone corrected Toya, as she should have. You do not understand that you shouldn't be asking somebody that's a member of this fucking cast for $300 for a ticket. You're supposed to let them slide, but you wanted to embarrass them. That's what your friend was basically telling you. Got that? Catch that too. And she told you the same thing on Watch What Happens Live. Now remember, we want to talk about Toya's history right quick, and then I'm going to close. As far as repeating what we have seen on Watch What Happens Live. Toya talks about Dr. Hebner. Toya takes no accountability of anything she's done. I've seen that a lot in these Detroit women. Shout out to Destiny over there on Love and Marriage Hospital. What's up with y'all? Detroit. Shout out to me. Talk to me. And then me watching Love and Marriage Detroit too. Ooh, that Dr. Toya over there on Love and Marriage Detroit, she's very similar to Toya on this show. don't show ownership of anything that they do. Have that. Then, again, when Dr. Simone was telling her, basically she don't take accountability. If you notice what was going on that stage, you will know that on Watch What Happened Live, they were having some tension. But they got this presenter united front because don't nobody else on that show like Toy. And Dr. Simone only like her out of convenience because nobody else is effing with them. So, and then she has cut Jackie off. So the only thing that I have left is Toya, somebody who I've called stupid. And well, let me quote it correctly. What did she say about her? She called her a raggedy broke bitch. Is that it? Oh, one more thing. I see that Michael is immature and petty as his mom. Talking about he was glad because he didn't speak to heaven. You sound like a little big-headed fool. You booty mouth, little booty mouth ass. Oh, these people too big for that little booty mouth. I didn't speak to heaven. Look, mama, I did it right. Yeah, because you over there wearing the hell out your mama. And you took an apology and accepted an apology before you gave one. Don't think I didn't notice that. Anyway, back to Watch What Happens Live. So, Toya's sitting over there, and Andy is throwing her all kinds of bones, even with the end of the episode, so she could say, Watch What Happens 5. And she goes through them, and she even makes Watch What Happens 5, which was supposed to be about Eugene, about Toya. Y'all, she can't help herself. I don't remember what Toya's sign is, but it's damn sure a selfish one. She must be an Aries or something like that. You know, a Scorpio can peep out of Aries or a Taurus. Those are not our cups of tea. Okay? Anyway, on Taurus I like in the world is Candy Burgers. Don't get it twisted. But anyway, Toya, to sum things up, Toya is not innocent. I've told you before, she gives as good as she get or better. Because we've gone down the list. Look at how she did Anila. Anila had to end up siding with Dr. Heavenly because Toya was so damn mean to her. Look back on that season when Anila and her came on the season together, real close friends. But she wanted Anila to side with her for everything. And a lot of people didn't like Anila, but I think Toya was her downfall. Contessa, their arguments. Every time Toya has gotten into it with, especially the black ladies on the show, it's been about her feeling the need to look down on somebody. She did that to Tessa. Now Tessa had to let her know, bitch, I'm smarter than you, and I'm a doctor. And we make just as much money as Eugene because we both doctors. And we on this show. Catch that team. So, before it's over, I can assure you, Toya and Brandy Brittany, whatever her name is, the lady with the name started to be, they're not going to be getting along much longer either. And with that, I'm going to close. Come on in. Like, comment, subscribe to this channel. Let me know if you think that Toya is the problem. 9 times out of 10, she is. Also, let me know if you agree that Dr. Jackie was indeed wrong for setting Toya up for that. I think that for sure. But as I do when I'm closing, I'm going to chunk them up. Before I do, again, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button. You will be notified when I upload a video. Share the video. Why? Because sharing is indeed caring. As I do when I close, I'm going to chunk them up. Deuces.